All right, I think we should start now.
Yeah, sure, we can. And
yes,
then
go ahead.
we'll let
You can
people
get started. You can get started, and then I will take over. Go ahead, Purvi.
Sure. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Purvi, and warm welcome to each one of you. I look after SRISHA's course counseling and operational activities. Many of you may have interacted with me or maybe have received messages from me. So thank you for joining in time. And I would like to thank also Ruturaj, maybe who was part of this kind of webinar someday and now PMP certified. So it is our pleasure to welcome him. And when I asked him about, sharing his journey, he has promptly said yes to share his journey of being PMP certified. So thank you once again, Ruturaj. And before we jump, yeah, thank you. So before we jump into this masterclass, I would also like to introduce our speaker, Shrikant. Shrikant is CEO and founder of SRISHA. He's a very favorite trainer among many people and is passionate about grooming people professionally. He has very successful career of more than 2 decades. He has groomed 6,000 plus people so far. I think I will mute Amit. Yeah, Amit, can you please mute your mic? So Shrikant has groomed 6,000 plus people globally, and it's great to have a person like Shrikant with us. And I hope you all will learn many new insights from him. So on behalf of us, I welcome Shrikant to this webinar, and thank you so much, Shrikant, for your time. And I will let you take it over.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Purvi. And thank you again, Ruturaj. We would love to hear your journey. So maybe I'll spend about the first 30 minutes or so to talk a little bit about the world of project management. And then we talk about a little bit on the certification before I hand it over to you. And then people will be free to ask questions. I have a couple of questions for you, and then I will open the floor for everyone else on this call. So my name is Shrikant, and Purvi has quickly introduced myself. So as an organization, it's now 10 plus years that we together founded this organization. And then it's built on the core belief that unless you change as a professional, no education makes sense. So if it is just looking for another tag in your resume, another comma in your name, comma PMP, I don't think stakeholders in your organization or your customers or yourself would say, you know what, I did something, but then I did not know what happened to me after that. So the focus of our work, whether it is consulting or whether it is workshops, it is aimed at transforming you as better professionals. And then we are primarily in the area of project management, different dimensions of project management, from simple to advanced, as well as certification oriented courses that we conduct. So the statistics keep changing with every passing year. So probably it's about 6,000, 7,000. Purvi has a better count of that. Yeah, so that speaks a little bit about the credibility that we have built over the last 10 plus years. A little bit about myself. I come from a mixed background. I've done different roles in my entire career, now into maybe 20 plus years, primarily around project management, defining, setting up project management offices, implementing ERP solutions, performing cost models on large multi-million dollar deals. And then I've been probably lucky to have worked with some of the best names in the industry. Started my career with Bosch, HP, Fidelity, Accenture, lived in the US working for Everest Software. I was also on the board of PMI Bangalore chapter. And even as we speak, I am a volunteer on various subject matter reviews, juries on various, I would say, rewards and recognition from PMI globally. And then in terms of what we do a lot of things. As I said, everything centers around project management, whether it is traditional waterfall or whether it is agile, Scrum based approaches as well. And then this is academically what I am. I got my PMP certification almost 16 years ago, 15 and a half years ago. And then I am also certified as a Scrum Master, a product owner, as well as an Agile expert. And I also have a passion for risk management, and that's something that you will see in my BS 7799 specialization as well. So let's quickly look at the world that we are in today. We are living in a world what we call as the project economy. Every organization, small to big, large startups, every organization today is bringing in the principles of project management. So whether it is looking at hiring for the next project or getting the infrastructure ready for expanding your organization, or whether it is something to be procured for a large infrastructure project. So when we look at organizations worldwide, they are looking at the principles of project management. And that's a beautiful thing, irrespective of the industry in which you operate. You are not going to be saying, you know what, I don't touch project management, or project management is not relevant for me. This is gone. I mean, maybe you could have said that 20 years ago. Today, nothing is untouched by the world of project management. But the other side of the thing is that in this world, the scope is dynamic. Customers' preferences are changing. A lot of things are untested, unproven. So which means we have to do a lot of trial and error. People in the world of research, developing new products, they know this, how requirements keep changing. Then we talk about timelines, which is schedule. Everyone wants everything to be delivered yesterday. Then always a pressure on cost. There's no point in delivering a great product if it is not going to be profitable, if it is not going to be well managed as far as costs are concerned. Complexity of the projects. I don't think anyone on this call is today working on a project that we call as simple. Simple projects are a thing of the past. Projects have become multinational. It's very, very rare to find projects that are very, very local. Irrespective of where you have joined this call from Ahmedabad, Bombay, Bangalore, whichever part of the world you are in, you will see that the teams are becoming that much more multinational, global in nature, which means that you need to have different type of skills to be successful in this project economy. Ability to work with virtual teams. Risk management becomes a very important dimension of not just managing cost and timelines, but overall. And COVID has shown to the world what it is to deal with risks. Then we are dealing with diverse set of stakeholders. Finance guy says, unless the project is profitable, I will not approve. The quality guy says, you know what, unless all the metrics are up to my standards, we are not going to release this product. Now you are living in a world which is completely project driven, but with all of these dimensions. It is a great time to be in the world of project management. At the same time, if you don't do well, organizations pay a very high cost of failure. And companies have shut down just because a project went bad. A very, very prestigious project was not delivered to customer satisfaction, and the customer pulled the plug. So which means in this world, what do customers really want? They want predictability. Remember, I'm using the word predictability. We're not saying that everything will be delivered on time, in quality, and all of that. Because we know there are a lot of parameters, factors which is beyond our control. Look at what happened last year with the Ukraine war, with the Chinese economy going a little downhill. The supply of chips, which goes into almost every electronic component right up to a car, became short in supply. So which means that can I give my customers, do they get a sense, you know what? Yes, my project will be delayed. I know about it 2 months in advance and I'm doing something about it. So when we talk about predictability, it can be good or bad, but customers need to be notified well in advance. How do I get all of this? And that's where the power of project management comes in. So if you look at different dimensions of what every CEO wants, okay, and all of you are aware of this. Everyone wants a better presence in the market share expansion. And then market share is meaningless unless it results in good profit after taxes. I need to be more efficient than my nearest competitor, otherwise my costs will go up. I need to always innovate. I have to create new products every 6 months, every 1 year. At the same time, keep my employees satisfied. Not just employees, my customers also need to be satisfied. Now, in a world which is so complex, how do we go about managing projects? And as I said, all of this is possible because of the principles of project economy, the principles of project management. So which means that if you have to manage projects that are large, complex, strategically important for the organization, the global in nature, multi-million dollars, you can't go and say, you know what, I know something about projects, I can manage it. Sorry, you are in a different world. 15 years back, 20 years back, that was possible. Somebody who knew how to draw a Gantt chart, he said, OK, I'm a project manager. But the problem is that is just one part of managing projects. Today, there are a lot more dimensions that we need to be excellent at, which means that PMI puts them under three broad dimensions. One is the technical understanding of your project from the domain in which you operate. If it is infrastructure project, how much of the domain do you understand? If you are in a telecom sector, understanding that. If you are in IT, of course, yes. Alongside that, how well do you understand why is your organization undertaking this project? Well, how is it connected to the organization strategy? Are you able to explain the purpose of your project to your team and say, you know what, we are running this project. We know it is a loss-making project, but this is the reason why the organization has undertaken that. Finally, how do you come across as a leader in terms of being able to not just manage your teams, to be able to manage stakeholders who are superior than you in terms of hierarchy? How do you manage conflicts? How do you influence people? How do you negotiate? So which means these are three core dimensions of managing strategically important projects, and they are large in nature. So, and this is where PMI becomes so important. So many of you may have done a little bit of research. I'll not get into this slide. So we are, as a PMI is about now 50 plus years, 53 years to be precise. And we have probably 1.2 million certified PMPs worldwide. And why is PMI so important? Why is PMI so popular? Why is PMP more popular? There are a lot of certifications under PMI. We'll not get into that. The focus of our conversation today is PMP. So the reason why PMI certifications are so very different is, first of all, it has global acceptance. Now, why does it have global acceptance? Because it is not created by somebody who's sitting in an air-conditioned room, not and writing books after books. No, this is created by project managers, meaning people who have practiced projects, and for people who are going to drive projects, which means that it is by the project managers and for the project managers. And which also means that it is not just restricted to one industry. So the principles of project management in the world of PMI, PMP is applicable to all the industries. Of course, there's a way, there may be slight deviations in the way you implement, but the principles, the spirit, the processes remain the same. And there is a way to assess somebody's competence. And that's how the strength of the PMP certification is. Now, where do we come into this picture? So as an organization, we do conduct various workshops. Now, our workshop is not just PMP focused. You will hear it more from our good friend Ruturaj in a while. So the focus is to transform you as a better project professional. How do we do that? We are trying to make sure that you be in control of the project rather than being controlled by the project. Now, for all of that to happen, you need to understand how projects have been delivered in a global scenario. So that's why we bring in case studies from different organizations, Indian, outside India, across the world, best practices, research, and of course, the aim is how do we constantly deliver better stakeholder value? Finally, keeping in mind that you are the centerpiece here, you need to become a better professional at the end of the journey. And that is how the focus of our workshops are. Now, there are various organizations that have been in our workshops. I'm just giving you a random list of companies that you see here. Some of you may be from some of these organizations. It is a nice feeling. Small companies, big companies, startups, yeah, local, global, all of them, we've been glad to have worked with them. Okay, so that gives a nice feeling that we're doing something right and we're constantly doing it over the last 10 plus years. So how do we get to the PMP process? So what is the roadmap to getting our PMP certification? Very simple. There is an eligibility criteria. So eligibility criteria. Sorry. All right. So there's an eligibility criteria. So if you have 16 years of formal education, when you say 16 years, we're talking about, let's say somebody who is a BE, he would have done class 10, plus 2, plus 4. So 16 years is taken care. Maybe somebody has done BSc and then done MCA, again comes under that. So anyone who has 16 years of formal education, you need 36 months of project management experience in the last 8 years. So if you're looking at getting certified in 2023, you can go all the way back up to 8 years in time. So in 2015, pick up all the projects, document them. How to document, don't worry, we are here to help you later. So if your education is less than 16 years, let's say I'm just a graduate, I'm just a BSc, I'm just done something like that. So then you need 5 years or 60 months of project management experience. So once you're eligible, then become a member. Now, is it necessary that you have to take the exam only after becoming a member? Not necessarily. You can take the exam even without being a member. Only thing is it'll be more expensive. And at the same time, you don't get complimentary access to the PMBOK guide. OK, so that's a second step. Then attend a 35 contact hours that we conduct. We do it across 2 weekends, Saturday, Sunday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Previously, we used to do it 5 days at a stretch, but then after COVID, we realized that it may be difficult for people to be able to spend so much during the week because of work pressure and so on. So now we have it Saturday, Sunday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that you need to take probably just a day here and there off. And then PMP workshop is delivered by me. And while it is 35 hours, we actually do it much more in terms of the content. So we start the workshop at 9, go all the way up to 6:30, and then we finish day 5 that way. Step 3 is that. Then the next step is application filling. Fill the application, make the payment. And in fact, we go to the extent of even helping you review your applications. So before you even submit the application to PMI, I take it personally upon me to review each and every application from our participants. Then you pay the examination fee directly to PMI. Then your exam, you can take it at the comfort of your home, which is called proctored online, which is you have to enable your camera, the web camera, and then make sure you have a strong bandwidth, internet bandwidth, and then there's no power outage. Take it for close to 4 hours, 3 hours, 50 minutes to be precise. Or else, if you're not sure, go to a nearby center. The centers are available, located across the country. And then, of course, the examination is about 3 hours, 50 minutes, 180 questions, multiple choice questions. Some of them are one right answer, some of them can be multiple right answers. And then at the end of the exam, after you press the submit button, after the 180th question, you'll get a result. Congratulations, you are now passed the examination. And you also get a digital certificate within maybe 2 days or something like that. OK, previously, PMI used to send a printed version of the certificate as well, but because of COVID, they had logistical issues. I just hope they restart those the practice of sending a physical certificate as well. And then, of course, this certification is valid for about 3 years. You don't need to take the exam again. There are various ways to get what we call as PDUs, professional development units. And then it's easy to maintain that. That's not a problem at all. And after 3 years, you pay a minor fee to get a renewal, and then you have it for another 3 years. Now, having heard all of this, maybe some of the questions that is going on in your mind is, OK, do I have time for all of this? OK, someone says, you know what? I'm already managing too many projects. You're giving me one more project, Srikanth, that of getting a PMP certification. I don't think this will work in my organization. There will be a lot of things in PMBOK, PMI. My organization does not believe in all of this. Maybe a lot of other questions as well. But one thing, remember, OK, today you are in your organization. Your organization will only care for you as long as you deliver value. And of course, you have to grow as a professional as well. You can't expect to grow by doing the same thing over and over again for 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. Please do not put the responsibility of your career into your boss's hands. Please don't make that mistake. If you think your career is something that you want to build, please take charge of your career. I know when I did my certification, my daughter was very young. I'm probably, I mean, maybe 1 or 2 years old at that point of time. And then it was very difficult. So I used to lock myself in the room, maybe between 9 o'clock or 9:30, go all the way up to 12, 12:30, read, and then go back to work next day, come back, repeat the process. Maybe for about, I have to sacrifice a little bit of my weekends for about 2 months. And then when I got my certification, I was on cloud nine. And I can tell you one thing, your confidence once you get the certification will be immensely different. You're going to hear it from Ruturaj. And at the same time, the way people will look at you in your organization will be very, very different. Yep. And it's not just because I'm saying it. Every participant who has cleared the certification, they said, something has changed in my organization. The way they respect me, the way they take my words is very different before and after the certification. That's the extra, I would say, pressure you're going to have. They will expect you to deliver better. They will expect you to do much better project management. OK, and these are some of the testimonials that we have got from different organizations, different people, and there are a lot of them. And today we are lucky that we have someone like Ruturaj who's going to share his experience as well. But just sharing some of them, it's just that even now, this lady got a certification a couple of years back. And even today, she messages me on WhatsApp and says, you know what, I still remember the example that you shared during the workshop. And something like that happened during my work, today's work. And then I was able to successfully deal with it thanks to whatever you had shared. It's a beautiful kind of a message that I see. And there is no salary, no bonus, no ESOPs. Stock options can give that satisfaction. Similarly, another person from a different, domain. This is from telecom. All right. So we've had people from different walks of life. Now, this is another small to medium size organization. He says PMI and PMP certification made me a better project manager and actually a better person. And that is true. You'll realize you will go through a change internally. OK, and of course, there's another example here of Sheila. She had to travel on business for almost like 6 or 7 months on a project that was given to her at short notice. She was preparing, but then she could not take the exam and she came back. Her application was picked up for audit and she was a little bit panicky. And then we helped her through the process and she is now doing wonders at this organization. So what it says is that in terms of the people that have attended our workshops, they've all seen a change in the way their own individual careers have shaped. And we feel so happy and more importantly, proud that we were part of a little bit of their success in their professional life. OK, so and I want to come to my last slide. OK, and after that, we'll have a couple of questions for Ruturaj. So this is something that I want all professionals to reflect. The skills that got you where you are, I'm stressing the word where you are, may not be the requisite skills to get you to where you need to go. This does not discount the accomplishments of your past, but they will not be everything you need for the next leg of the journey. Yeah, I want you all to think about it because your success, whatever you've accomplished so far, is based on what skills you had. Now, your rest of the future career is going to be played in a different arena, a different playground with different set of skills, different set of rules and all of that. I wish you all get ready for a different phase of your career. OK, so how do you get to success? You cannot wait for success to come to you. So you need to run after it. I'm sure everyone here would like to add PMP next to their name. And of course, my roadmap has been very simple. I've not made it very complicated. A very straightforward roadmap to get your certification. And I'm sure everyone is eager to pick up big projects, large projects, global projects, multi-million dollar projects in whichever organizations you work. No, who says I don't want a better hike? This is not what I'm saying. Research conducted by PMI says between two professionals of similar experience and education background, somebody with a PMP certification walks away with 20 to 30% premium on his salary compared to another who is not. And there are certain industries where this difference can be as high as 40%. And I know of this personally. So, which means that you need to now get ready for it. You can do it yourself, okay? But the journey will be a little bit rough. I mean, today we have the world of internet, the world of YouTube, everything, okay? Yes, it is possible. I'm not saying no. The only thing is, it is easy when you have somebody coaching you. So a lot of examples, right all the way up to Sachin Tendulkar. You see the big names in every sport, every aspect of business, your business coaches as well. A coach helps you become successful faster, faster than the others. Okay. And that's what this, what do you say, guarantee or whatever you may want to call it as. This is what we offer as an organization as far as the PMP certification is concerned. A highly interactive training, more about it from Ruturaj. Okay. Material, review when you fill the application, support during your audit, and even right till the last minute till you enter the examination hall. Yep, we are there as a phone a friend, not in the examination hall, by the way. Okay, so now I want to open up to the questions or clarifications. But before that, okay, again, Ruturaj, a warm welcome to you. Okay, so what I would like you to do is I want you to switch on your video so for the benefit of everyone.
Sure.
Yes, wonderful. So welcome, Ruturaj. And I mean, even others are free to enable their video and then have a go at whatever you want to ask Ruturaj as well. Okay, before that, I want to start off with. Um, okay, by the way, just to let you know, he is what I call as MTV Fresh. Yep, he is MTV Fresh PMP, which is like when did you get your PMP exact date, Ruturaj?
It is 23rd February 2023, this year.
23rd February, which is just about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks. Yeah, maybe about 3 weeks. Okay. So that's the closest that you can get. Wonderful. So over to you, Ruturaj. I just want you to share your journey. Okay. And then be ready for any questions your fellow professionals may ask. Go ahead.
Sure.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. So I'll just give you my background. I am graduated in product design from Symbiosis Institute, and after that I completed my MBA in family business. We have actually a family business, and I was planning to run it since a long time. So that's how I got into MBA. And after MBA, I completed my diploma in import export management. And after that, I thought about doing PMP. So PMP was something that I had never heard of before. Actually, I'll go back to my business. So we manufacture and plan commercial kitchen equipments. The equipments that are used in the hotel kitchens and all other institutes like schools, colleges, and something when the food is made on a large scale, there is a regulation that you have to use the stainless steel equipment. So that's what our business is in. So our business was managed very traditionally without any practices or without any principles that are taught in the PMP. So I heard from a friend about PMP, and I researched more on it. And one of our friend, she works in IQVIA. She had taken training from Shrikant sir, I think a few years back, and so that's how I got to know about it. And after joining the lectures, as the course started, It was a bit overwhelming for me at first to grasp all that knowledge, but Shrikant sir made it really easy because since as I said, that we are into a very traditionally managed business, so it was a bit difficult to grasp everything. And yeah, that's how I studied for the exams, and then I cleared it. It was a beautiful journey.
Yeah. How do you feel now after the certification?
Yeah, the feeling is great because PMP probably it is the only exam in the world. I'm very sure there might be other, but as far as I've given, probably it might be the only exam in the world where the entire exam is based on logic, or I would say, the extempore thinking. So, in any of the exams, many of the competitive exams or the school exams that we might have given, we already know the answer. I mean, just by looking at the question, we can think of it as, yes or no. But PMP is such that for every question, you have to think about the answer. And it is quite possible that the answer that you think it might be wrong or it might be right, but all these options are very closely related to each other. So the testing of the project management is thoroughly tested in that.
Wonderful. Yes, and and that's how PMP gets its value from. If everyone was able to
Right.
get the PMP, obviously today you and I would not be talking about what it has
Yeah.
made. Okay,
Sure.
then from a professional way, okay, how do you see what changes did it drive internally? So yes, one is getting the certification, no doubt about it. So obviously you would have thought, okay, these are things that I have changed as a professional. What thinking has undergone a change as far as Ruturaj, PMP is concerned?
Okay. So if we really look at go back to the basics, right from the age where we mature, we are handling projects in some way or the other. So it actually starts from renovating the house. So there is no professional agenda involved in renovating a house. But when we renovate a house, we are in charge of many different things. We are dealing with many people. So the actual project management starts from there. Now, if you observe that we are dealing with people, we are dealing with different things, we are dealing with other risks. So in some way or the other, we are always using these project management principles almost in
Absolutely.
our daily life.
Yes.
But the thing is that we are not aware of it. Now, what PMP does is it makes you conscious about all these aspects that are inherent in any project management. So PMP is like a skeleton of project management.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So it is like the basic of any project that you would handle. It is just that you're becoming aware of all the elements that exist and you are more conscious about using them, paying attention to them. So it's like that.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so I'll open this for all the 20 plus participants on this call. Feel free to ask, fire your questions at Ruturaj. Please go ahead. You can also type the questions I will read out in case if you want them. But
Yeah.
you can unmute yourself, enable your video, and then ask as well.
Yeah, sir. And there's one more thing I would like to tell you that I thought of this analogy of what is exactly project management and the PMP. So when we buy a DSLR camera from the market, so DSLR camera by itself is a very complicated piece of technology, as you might be knowing. And when you buy that camera, you get this probably 200, 300 pages manual along with that.
Oh, yes.
And then after reading the manual, just by mugging up all the manual, that reading that manual takes about a month or something. But just by reading the manual, you don't get everything inside. You
Yes.
cannot click good photographs. To click good photographs, you need understanding of the perspective, the golden points, and other aspects of photography. So project management is something like that. The PMP guide that all of you will study, it is just a manual. But the basic understanding of project management, it comes from your own experiences, from the coaching and other materials that you will read. So it is overall an understanding of what it is about.
Wonderful. Beautiful example, Ruturaj. Yes, anyone would like to ask any question, anything? Feel free. I mean, there's no question which is less important, more important. Feel free. It's perfectly fine. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, this is Mita here.
Yeah,
Hello, Ruturaj. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, so actually, my husband and I, we both have joined this webinar, and we both are working as a business developer. I mean, it's a sales job in an IT company which serves web and mobile application design and development services. So I think earlier. It was shared that we need 16 months of experience in project management before applying for PMP test. So in
Yes.
our case, like we have experience of more than 8 years in business development, but not in project management.
Okay.
So
Okay, I will answer that question. Okay, so I only see your number there. So I do not, you said your name is Smita, right?
yes, yes, Mita,
Yes.
MIT.
Oh, Mita, is it? Okay, all right. Okay. So Mita, what happens is that when PMI talks about projects or
Okay,
project management, it is irrespective of which function you are in. It does not matter whether you are in business development or in procurement. Maybe 15, 20 years back, they were all straight-jacketed as siloed functions. But today, what has happened is everything is now converted into a project. For example, getting a new deal itself is a big project. I mean, depending on how big the deal is, yeah, it may take, let's say, right from your RFP, request for proposal, proposal creation, and right up to negotiation and contract signature. Some of them may last almost like 6 months. That's a big project. So
yeah,
to answer your, yeah,
start from generating a lead to
correct,
closure. Everything is a process oriented. Yes, it's a
perfect.
project.
Yes. So, and that is the reason why. So when you fill your application form, PMI does not ask, hey, what function you are in. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say somebody in finance, he improved, maybe he or she worked on a process improvement within the finance domain. That's perfectly fine. That's a project. Similarly, somebody in procurement, somebody in, let's say, admin, housekeeping. So they said, we want to change the way the layout of this organization is going to be. And that was delivered as a project. So it does not really matter the job that you did, as long as everything has a start date and a finish date, and there were certain deliverables that you accomplished, is a project.
Got it. Yes.
And today, just to let you know, there are a lot of people who are into the world of event management. Okay, maybe managing weddings, managing birthday parties. They are getting these kind of certification because they want to scale up from a small birthday party to maybe a mega scale musical event or a major government function or let's say a 5-star wedding kind of thing where they need to apply all of these principles.
Right, right.
Did that answer your question, Nita?
Yes, yes, definitely, Ali. I had what I had in mind is like it should be a pure project management in an IT company, something like that.
Oh, not
I mean,
necessarily, not
that
necessarily.
should be project management. But I got your point. I'm clear with my question now.
Perfect, perfect.
Thank you.
I
Thanks.
see. Thank you so much, Mita. Thank you so much. And I'm looking at a comment from Nishita. She says, I am a software engineer and with 1+ year of experience. Should I switch my domain as project manager with lack of experience? Okay, so are you saying, Nishita, that your overall experience itself is 1 odd year? If that is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. So then what you may want to do is you can look at maybe CAPM. So that's another certification that is one one step before you get your PMP, because for a PMP you need at least 3 years of formal experience working on projects. So to that extent, you will have to wait for maybe another 1.5, 2 years till you complete your 3 years of your experience and then probably look at PMP certification. But you can get ready with CAPM certification. Maybe I will connect with you offline. You can. I'll share my number as well at the end of this call. We can connect maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, depending on your time, and I'll take you through what that certification is. But then, yes, you don't have to change your domain. You can still be in your domain, whatever you're doing, and still pursue project management.
All right. Got you.
Okay, any questions? Any questions for Ruturaj? I want you to bombard him with questions.
There is also Piyush Gohil who wants to ask. So
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Piyush,
Yeah, hi.
you can unmute your mic.
Yeah, hi, all of you.
Yes,
Good evening.
Piyush. Good evening.
Yeah, my question is I'm a cloud engineer in IT company and 10-year experience in this field. My question is how many branches in India and which certification best for me?
When you say branches, what do you mean by branches? Of
Uh,
PMI, you mean of PMI?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now, see, PMI does not work like branches. Okay, so
Yeah.
PMI is headquartered in US. All right.
Okay, okay.
And then they have 3 offices in India.
Okay.
Yeah. The most important office is in Bangalore.
Okay.
Because that's where you have the maximum number of PMPs.
Okay.
The second one is in Delhi. The third one is in Mumbai.
Okay.
So these are the 3 offices of PMI. Okay, they are not branches, they are proper offices of PMI. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, as far as your second question is concerned, with 10 years of experience, you should be looking at PMP certification by default. Yeah, does that help, Piyush?
Yes, yes, yeah. Yeah. Thank you for it.
All right, perfect. Anyone else? Anyone else wants to ask?
Yes, this is Ashish.
Yes, go ahead. Is
Hi,
that Rahul?
Ruturaj. Oh, am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead, Rahul.
It's Ashish here.
Oh, yes, because I see Rahul's hand up. So who is speaking? Is it Rahul or Ashish?
Ashish.
Ashish, okay, go ahead, Ashish.
Okay. So first of all, congrats, Ruturaj, for being a PMP certified. I have been chasing it for last 2 years, but due to my commitments at home and some of them at job also, I was not able to pursue. But I got a reference of Purvi D from one of my college friends, and then I am into this webinar right now for going ahead with the certification program. So I have almost 16 years of experience, and I have been trying to get into another jobs as a project manager, but uh, most of the qualities which was the last line on the presentation, what I need to, was not getting fulfilled.
Okay.
So as a project manager, being in the construction industry as a civil engineer, how will this PMI will help me to attain more, what I can say, more base to achieve more in the coming projects or into greenfield projects or brownfield projects if I have to cater from the scratch.
All right. So go ahead, Ruturaj. See if you want to answer that. So what he's saying is that what skills, what knowledge, extra knowledge do you get by going through the PMP certification? Please go ahead.
Yeah. So when you talk about especially when you talk about PMP, there is a particular methodology of handling the projects. So it starts from initiating, planning, execution, and everything you learn in the PMP lectures. What happens after you study for PMP is you get hold of all these areas which are inherent part of any project. Your understanding about all these areas of the project management, they get solidified, and you will actually see a difference in the way you handle the projects. For example, in my field, there has been a completely different perspective towards handling the projects, because usually our projects, they last for about 2 to 3 months, and in 2 to 3 months you have to take care of all the stakeholders, you have to take care of all the raw materials, then procurement and many other areas. So I myself, I see a difference in the way that I handle these projects as before compared to before. And yes, it does make a difference.
Wonderful. Yes, well said,
Thank
Ruturaj.
you.
Yes, Ashish, I hope kind of helped. So one of the things is
Yes,
that there are some things that you
yes,
may
sir.
be doing which is right, perfect. Please continue to do that. But there are a lot of other things that PMI talks about in its PMP certification. So your understanding becomes that much broader and you will become a lot more, I would say, holistic in your thinking. So when you look at a project, you don't restrict yourself only to, अरे यार मुझे इतना पैसा बनाना है, इतने time में खत्म करना है. You don't just talk about those two parameters. Yes, they are important, but there are other dimensions as well. When we talk about risk management, talk about stakeholder management, talk about quality, talk about communication, all of this come together. All right. So that's the beauty of it. See, Gautam, I think, sorry, Ruturaj, there's another question from
One,
Gautam.
Right.
Sorry, yes,
one
go ahead,
more
Ashish.
question.
Yeah, go ahead, Ashish.
Uh, so how this is similar or different from construction management, which is being offered by one of the best institutes in Pune, as far as construction management is
Okay,
considered.
all right. Okay, I'll take that question. See, what happens is when you look at certifications, see, there are domain specific certifications, like you said, construction management. Similarly, there are certifications in the telecom world. There are certifications for software development. There are certifications for cloud hosting. Okay, so there are a lot of these courses, certifications that are available, but they are
Right.
specific to that particular domain. But when we look at project management brings the best of all of it, whether you are managing an infrastructure project, whether you are working on a technology product or a telecom product. Yeah, irrespective of the project, your understanding of project management becomes better and that much more global in nature. So to that extent, PMI will not teach you how to do construction management because you are from that domain. They expect that you are here after having reasonable experience of the construction world. What they are saying is, do you know how to estimate for a project, which is, let's say, 1 year versus 20 years? Now
Right.
imagine the project that we are talking about, let's say the most ambitious project that is now going to be undertaken is the Bombay Delhi Expressway.
Right.
Now, how do you even deliver a project like that? It is not like delivering a flyover project, let's say somewhere in Pune or somewhere in Ahmedabad. Both of them are construction project. But the level of stakeholder management is very different in a project which is going all the way from Bombay to Delhi. Risks are very different. Procurement itself takes a very different angle altogether. So
Right.
those are things that are not covered in your construction domain specific, what do we say, certification. And project management brings all those dimensions. In one of my earlier workshops, somebody said going through a PMP workshop is like doing a crash course MBA because it touches every aspect from strategy to
Exactly.
procurement to finance, cost, quality, communication, leadership, conflict management. There's nothing which is not touched by PMI, by PMP.
Right.
That is the value that you get of the PMP certification.
Thank you. Thank you, Shrikant. It
Okay,
was nice. I mean,
perfect.
I had some clouds cleared.
Yes, yes. And I think, Ruturaj, you're also inspiring somebody else on this call. You have Gautam who says, you know what, I'm also a restaurant owner, no experience in that profession. I don't know what you mean by that, Gautam. I am curious about knowing how PMP helps you in managing food business. I mean, that's a great question. Okay. So you want to handle that, Ruturaj?
Yeah, sure. Do you mean that you have just entered, like you have just started your restaurant and you just want to explore that area?
Actually, I'm a IT professional. I'm into sales,
Okay.
and I just started restaurant just before 4 to 5 months.
Right.
I am currently as an investment partner in that
Mhm.
business, and we are currently facing a lot of problems, like having problems with the like chef, other staff, and even into the financials.
Right,
But
right.
somehow we have managed it like we have taken at a point like no profit, no loss, something like that.
Okay, okay. So you wish to increase the profitability of the business and also the operations. I mean, you wish to operate it in a better way, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So see, if you observe your restaurant business, you will observe that there are a lot of areas to it. Some of these areas probably might not be documented in your papers. So something like finance is always documented, but something like risk management. Uh, so what if the chef doesn't turn up, or let's say, do you have any other what do you say, a backup for a particular employee? So all these areas presently they might not be documented. The study of project management will help you to identify all these areas. So it will also help you in trying to find out what the real problem is. So if you look at the problem solving scenario in project management, it will always help you to find out where exactly you went wrong, the root cause analysis, what I'm talking about. So this is just one area that I'm talking. There are many other areas which will actually help you to find out how you can improve your business and where exactly you're going wrong.
Yeah, just to let me add a little bit here. So when we look at yeah, a restaurant business, the first and foremost thing is it should be profitable. Now, to be profitable, we need to understand the cost drivers. Now, the cost drivers can be the rent that you pay, the salaries that you pay, the housekeeping that you invest in, the electricity, air conditioning, water, and other supplies or utilities as we call them. Now, with project management, you'll be able to identify the critical cost drivers and be able to manage them by a methodical, like what Ruturaj mentioned. Maybe today we are doing it without any documentation. So project management, it will force you to put a little more discipline in the way you look at things. How you make decisions will be far more transparent than left to one person's whims and fancies. Same thing with procurement. So with data, with procurement, you're going to have a better insight in terms of the price that you pay, the efficiency that you get, the SLAs that the vendor is meeting or not. All these becomes very, very clear. It will help you negotiate better. It will help you work on different types of contracts. So in the world of procurement, there are different types of contracts. There is cost plus contract, there is time and material, there's a combination of incentive penalty. So you can apply all of those principles when you work with your vendors who supply you various services. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to make your restaurant profitable through the principles of project management for sure.
Right, definitely.
Yes, and we have one more question. This is from Rahul. I have a wholesome experience of 8 years in shipping, wonderful, offshore oil and gas survey, and then sales marketing and a bit in academia. I wish to become a clean energy professional, aspire to be an academic scholar in the same field. How does PMP certification help me? Okay, so with 8 years of experience, I'm sure you have a lot of learning as far as the domain is concerned. But now, how do you take it to the next level? So if you say that you want to be a scholar in this area, people should listen to Rahul and say, you know what, if I have a problem in offshore oil and gas survey kind of projects, let's dial Rahul's number. Now, Rahul is not only one person who knows everything about offshore oil and gas survey, but he also can plan your projects well. He can tell where projects will land in risks. He can pinpoint to issues and come up with action plans and create good workable schedules. He is able to resolve conflicts if at all it arises. That is how you become not just an independent consultant in clean energy, but you can run a firm by hiring experts, building it to the next level. So I don't see you, Rahul, maybe in 3 years' time, I see you as the owner of an organization with at least 10 to 20 employees working with you. With all the principles of project management along with the domain that you carry. So you can still be a scholar, academic scholar, but you can also get into consulting. And today, if you look at the world of the Harvard Business School or the IIMs, all the major business schools, the faculty, their salary is not their main income. Their main income is the consulting that they do.
Exactly, sir. Like I was privileged enough to be in a part of an IM. Like I was part of IM Kashipur, and the same thing that you were talking, saying to me that like their salary is just a small part of their income, but the main part of their income was the industry partnership or
Yes, correct.
the other projects that they
Yeah.
used to take.
For you to be successful in that consulting world, you need project management without a doubt. No questions asked.
Okay, sir. Noted. Yeah, correct.
All right. Somebody else has raised their hand. Who was that? Please go ahead and speak up.
Hi, Ronak this side.
Yes.
Shrikant, if I'm the Voldemort of your, sessions. I've been trying to
I
get,
remember you, Ronak. I remember you.
I've been trying to achieve PMP since a very long time.
Yes.
Uh, I mean, I don't know, my question will be right or wrong, and difficulty level will be definitely different from person to person. But what I have heard right now that for a person like me, after the agile insertion into the PMP, the exam becomes more little easy compared to the previous days. Is it a right or it's just a myth?
Okay, so it depends. It depends. So if you ask Ruturaj, probably he'll say I mean, for him, Agile was something new. Okay,
Yeah,
but
it was difficult. It was very difficult for me.
okay, so and that's the reason why I'm bringing this view. So now, if you are working for an IT company where you are already practicing Agile, then your PMP exam becomes relatively easy.
I see. Makes sense.
As simple as that. In fact, in the last workshop, which I had in January, so a lot of people got excited when I told them that that 50% of the questions are going to be agile. They said, wow, this is great. It's now easy for me to crack the exam. In fact, a couple of them cracked it within 2 months' time.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes. Okay, so we have another question from Kaushal. You're working as a technical product manager in one of the IT companies at Ahmedabad, and then highly interactive, and Ruturaj conveys the same. So my question is regarding the interactive session. What kind of interactive exercises that this training consists of, which gives better understanding of project management concepts? Okay, so, and if you were to answer this question myself, and I'll ask Ruturaj to share his view as well, is that, but by the way, Ruturaj did it when we were doing this workshop online, where people were still hesitant to come to workshops. And we went back to classroom workshop only from last November. Okay, so till then we were doing it online. We still have the option of online, but it'll still be a classroom, but which will be streamed live, where people from anywhere in the world can join along with other participants who are anyway there. So Ruturaj was a participant who was in an online mode. So you will hear from him what his thinking is, but I'll share my thinking in terms of the classroom interaction. The way I see these workshops is that the slide or the content on the slide is just there for the participant. For me, everything has to be an example. Every concept is only understood better through an example, through a case study, through a real life scenario that happened in company XYZ. And it can be good examples, it can be bad examples. And I set this context up at the beginning. If it is a good example, I'll tell the name of the company. If it is a bad example, I will not share the name of the company. So which means at every point of time, every example is interactive. And I try to bring in element of fun as well. Some of the examples are from maybe the world of cooking, the world of, let's say, Bollywood, the world of philosophy as well, so that you get a holistic view of what it means to drive people in large projects. Because it is not it's not just about your technical competence. Somebody who has 15 years of experience as a construction project manager only, there is no guarantee that he or she will be successful. he needs to bring in other elements as well. Okay, and that's the way I try to do it over the course of the 5 days. And I would ask Ruturaj to share his view of what he felt was interactive during those 5 sessions that he underwent.
Actually, this session, what we are having right now, just gives me a nostalgia of the sessions we had in 2021. It was very similar. A lot of question answers back and forth, and the best part about the sessions were that the participants in that the participants of the group, they belong to many different areas of project management. Actually, they came from very different companies. Someone came from chemical, someone was from IT, I was from manufacturing. So the kind of doubts that everyone asked, probably uh, those were unheard of, and I'm very sure that people from other profession can take cues from all the questions that people from unrelated fields would ask. And in the sessions, you are for every subject that is carried out, there are these question answers similar to how PMP exams would ask you the questions. And sir, after asking you, you're supposed to type the answers, and after all the answers are typed in, the whole question is explained along with the answers, and the analysis of each answer is explained in detail. So I think that was like the best part about it. Like the exam was not a big surprise because we had actually gone through all these things before in the sessions itself.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I like that example, and that triggers another point from my side. So just to let you know, who is this? This is Kaushal. Okay. We have had people from different walks of life. See, in one of our workshops, we've had somebody from Army, somebody from Defense, somebody from Navy, a major, a captain. All of them have attended the workshops. And I'll give you an example. See, when I talk about leadership, leadership is very different in an IT company. I mean, there's hardly much that you do. And when I explain all of this in the workshops where you have somebody from the defense, the guy from defense will tell the folks from manufacturing, big MNCs, hey, you guys don't know what is leadership. Do you know what is leadership when you are at gunpoint? Do you even know what kind of leadership you need to motivate people when you are on the war field? So now what that does is, like Ruturaj said, for the others, it's a very different understanding of what leadership means. Or for that matter, somebody from a pharmaceutical world, every work that they do is a matter of life and death. You make a small mistake, forget about your job. Your company itself is just history now. Now, does it happen in a world of technology? One bug, nobody loses their job. Yeah, I know what, I wrote 1 million lines of code in last 1 month. I just made one error, so what? But that attitude is very different if you are from a pharmaceutical domain or a very cutting edge construction project that you're working on, because one small error can get the entire building down. So you get these kind of perspectives through these interactions is what I'm trying to say, Rahul. There's a lot more, but then I just thought of giving you a few examples. So some of the questions that you have said, how to handle frictions. Of course, yes, we talk about emotional intelligence in a lot of detail. And in fact, for leadership itself, there's a very popular case study that I use, and that's a major hit during our workshops. That case study itself takes 1 hour to discuss, and it gives different dimensions of how people look at the sense of control or loss of control in different industries. People from different industries have answered that case study differently. Yes, I hope I kind of answered some of the points, Kaushal. I want to take one more point from Mohsin. Yes, Mohsin, go ahead, speak up. I know we have 5 minutes beyond the time, unless, I mean, I hope everyone is okay. We can probably take another, we still have time till 10:50. We have another 9 minutes left. Please go ahead, Mohsin. Okay, so you wrote the question, all right. So as a civil engineer, I have 7 years experience, transferred from site to core project management. Currently, I'm handling one project. I'm interested in, okay. Wonderful. I think construction management, project PMP is like a must. You have no choice. In fact, I'll give you an example. See, there was this gentleman who was in his 50s. I still remember him. His name is Rakesh Jha. He was working in Ahmedabad, but he's originally from Bihar. And then he's worked on big projects. The only thing is now he wants to become the head of project management. And there were a lot of opportunities in the Middle East for his experience. But every opportunity was rejected because he did not have a PMP certification. Now, this gentleman had that level of commitment to get his certification at the age of 52, 53. Can you beat that? And he said, you won't believe the joy he had when he called me from his examination center and said, Shrikantji, I am PMP pass. And within a month, he got a beautiful job in one of the big construction projects company in the Middle East. Now he heads project management for all the infrastructure projects. Just that certification made a big difference. Of course, I'm not going to talk about the salary hike that he got. I mean, that's not important because he did get a jump of almost like 3 times salary because of his experience. But then the point is, it changed his profile significantly just with the certification. All right. Any other question?
So let's say with the interactive sessions, and I'm pretty sure we all who are in the session will crack the PMP certification just like Ruturaj had did. So one more question is that will you help us getting into one of our choices field or field of choice? If you can help in getting us to them with the PMP certification.
Sorry, I did not get the last part. Ashish, can you speak a little louder?
Let's means I'll assume, I will not assume, I am confident I will crack through PMP. So
Yeah.
will you help us up for getting one of means getting jobs into
Oh, I
with
see. Okay,
PMP
got it.
certification
I understood the question.
means maybe as a counselor get
I know, I
into some
understand. Understand. See, that's an area of conflict of interest for us. See, I mean, I'll tell you one real case that happened. Okay, so we had one of the HR managers reach out to us a couple of years back and said that, can you give us a list of, let's say, 10 PMP certified guys who have passed out in the last 6 months? I said, sorry, we cannot tell you that. The reason is that, see, these guys are working for other organizations. I can't just become a body shopping agency that, you know what, okay, here it is, and then you do this, and then you get a job in another organization. We don't do that. While it's a good opportunity for us to make money, I'll be frank about it. We don't do that because our ethics do not allow us. Because by helping one organization, we are doing disservice to another organization. But yes, if you need any one-on-one counseling, okay, I can definitely help you with that. That's not a problem. But helping you with a job, probably no, it's a dicey area to get into.
Right, I got your point. We are also practicing ethics, and it is literally flowing in our bloods for as far as ethics is concerned. So I just want that if we don't get a job due to any sort of reasons or global issues,
Yes.
so means your counseling will help us to get into some stream as of now to
Yes.
go ahead with the PM set. That's what I
Yes,
mean.
perfect. Yeah. See, if you ask Rituraj, till he took the examination, he was in touch with me. He used to send his scores and said, Shrikant, do you think I'm ready? You can ask him. So Rituraj, you want to share something?
Yeah. So that is a very, what you say, it's a painful, but at the same time, it was a very, what you say, a jovial and an exciting journey because as suggested by you, I applied for the PM Prepcast test series.
Mm.
And those test series, I mean, the first exam that I gave, I just scored around 54 because in probably 4 hours you are supposed to solve 180 questions. It was like and on all the questions you're supposed to think on your heels, and then it's a
Yes.
bit challenging for us. because mostly all the professionals like who have 10 to 12 years of experience working, they are far away from. It has been a long time since they have last given exams.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so that was and as I solved all these four test series, slowly my score started increasing. I remember it was in the the third test that I was giving. I was so much overwhelmed by those questions that I, out of frustration, I just stopped that exam. And all my family members, yeah, all my family members were shocked and angry with me at the same time as to, why did you quit? But
I,
then, after I think 1 or 2 days, again with a very calm mind in the evening after having a cup of coffee, I again sat for those exams. And in that exam, I think I scored 65.6. So according to
yeah,
PM, scoring above 65 is a
good.
pass. But
Yes,
according to, yeah, they don't guarantee that, you will
yes,
like pass the actual PMP
correct.
exams.
Yes. So,
So basically, yeah,
perfect. Yeah, perfect. So, Ashish, just to kind of add, see, till you take the examination, we are with you. Not just till you
Sure.
take, even after you take the examination, we are with you.
Thank you, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you very
Any
much.
further questions? We have just about 2 minutes left. Okay. And one more thing. It is not that you have to ask all the questions right away. I will share my email ID as well. You can reach out to me. We can have a conversation tomorrow, day after, whatever it is, and then I can take you through some of those if you have. Um, on that note, here is our contacts, my contact as well as Purvi's. It's the same number where I have my WhatsApp as well. So you can message me. The only thing is when you do message me, just write your name and say, okay, I attended this webinar on this day so that because I keep getting messages, it's very difficult to know which number is of which person because I don't have the contact saved. Okay. So these are the two coordinates that you can reach out to. Puri, any last comments you want to make on our upcoming workshop?
So, yeah, so basically I will reach them tomorrow because I mean, few of the people may have left right now. So I will definitely reach out to you, each one of you. But we have a upcoming workshop also that is starting on March 25th. So as Shrikant said, we have a 5 days program and we will spread it across 2 weekends. So whoever is interested to enroll for this workshop, please get back to me, or maybe I will also send you one email tomorrow so you can reply to that email.
Yeah, so it's a weekend. The first weekend will be Saturday, Sunday. The next weekend will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 9 o'clock to 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. It'll be done in a nice hotel in Ahmedabad. So I'll be, by the way, I did not tell you this. I'm based out of Bangalore. So this workshop is going to happen in Ahmedabad. So I'll be in Ahmedabad in 2 weeks from now.
Yes, and thank you so much everyone for joining this
Thank you.
webinar.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry, what was it?
no, he just thanked.
Okay, all right. Yes. So what I would like to do is before we sign off today, I really thank Ruturaj for taking the time off and sharing his experience with all of us. And then again, Ruturaj, one more set of congratulations on your accomplishment. And I'm sure you are by default designed for success. You will do well in your career, whatever you choose. So on behalf of everyone else, I thank you all. Thank you, Ruturaj, for your valuable inputs and sharing your thoughts. Look forward to our interaction soon. And for the rest of you, have a wonderful dinner if you have not had as yet, and then enjoy your work and hope to see you in our workshop soon.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Good
Thank you,
night,
sir.
everyone.
Thank you. Good night. Good night.
Yeah, bye-bye.